Alrighty. Welcome to the Our Known Podcast / Client Spotlight. This is actually the very first interview of 2025 that I'm doing. Honestly, it's the first interview I've done in probably over a year.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been a little bit. Give me one more sec. Hold on. First interview I have done in probably over a year. I just wanted to, I don't know, life, life was lifing. So,
Yeah.
But we're back with a big interview, exclusive interview featuring Andrew Chibbs of New Branches. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I'm sorry, the background music is a little corny, but we're working on it.
I didn't know you were a DJ.
We're working on updating it. We're gonna get a little better, but hey, welcome to the Our Known Podcast / Client Spotlight, brother.
Before we start, I want to mention this beautiful sign
Yeah.
is done by himself.
Yeah. Well, actually, my co-op students did it, but yeah, done by Osmosis Glow 100%. Appreciate you for supporting.
You
Thank
did a great job designing it.
Yeah. Definitely, it was a collaborative process.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you first came to the shop, you said you wanted branches, obviously.
Definitely.
And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't sure how we were gonna do it, but I do like the thin branches that you got going on here.
We definitely wanted to keep it simple, and you did a great job.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. All right, so what's up, man? What's going on? How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here.
It's good. How's your weekend?
It's good. Just didn't do much. Last night was fun watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Go Eagles. I'm happy they won.
Yeah, go Eagles.
Go Birds.
Honest to God, I'm not really a football fan, but a lot of my people are. Like my cousin, massive football fan, massive Eagles fan.
To be honest,
boy, Momo.
I haven't met any Kansas City fans last night, and I was at the casino all day.
Oh, okay.
And everybody was just rooting for the Eagles.
They can't play it at the casino, can they?
They could play it, yeah.
They can play it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
No,
okay,
yeah.
Nice.
I was watching at the hotel room, so I wasn't on the gaming floor.
Okay,
So,
nice.
but they have it playing.
Okay, it was a good time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason why I wanted to watch it is because of the halftime show.
Yeah.
So, as New Branches, I really wanted to be the first one to repost
Yeah.
the content.
Yeah.
And I was happy of Kendrick and SZA's performance.
Yeah. Do you want to get right into that? Because I've heard a little bit of controversy behind the halftime performance.
Kendrick wanted to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He didn't give the fans what they wanted.
What do you think the fans wanted when it came to
Kendrick, he has such a big catalog. But I give him respect for focusing on his new album.
Yeah.
His new GNX.
Yeah.
He kept true to himself. Not a lot of performers can do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, congrats to him.
People were kind of saying it was a little underwhelming. Do you share that same sentiment or?
I felt like I was honestly surprised he performed Not Like Us.
Yeah. Why?
Just because the politics and everybody, the lawsuits and everything.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure, but Kendrick definitely stood out. And when he said Drake's name, he looked straight into the camera. He did not hold back.
Did not hold back at all. Quite interesting. Okay, cool. So tell me about who you are. Let's start on the personal level. Who are you? Age? What you're all about? Because I'll keep it a buck, bro. People don't even know. I'm not saying this in a disparaging way or to downplay what you're doing, but a lot of people don't even know who you are or what you're doing.
Definitely.
So
when it comes to the business aspect, I just really focus on the business side. I don't really do self-promoting as much.
Well, let's talk about you first. So your name is Andrew Chibbs.
Andrew Chibbs. I'm 29. I was born in Canada, Windsor, Ontario.
Okay.
And I started New Branches about 9 years ago.
Damn, 9 years ago. So 2020. No.
It must have been I don't know the exact year, but it felt like about 2015.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
2015. Got you. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So, what were you doing at that time in your life?
You know, growing up, I went to a very preppy high school.
What high
So
school?
St. Anne's.
Oh, you went to St.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
St. Anne's out in
Oh.
Bell River.
Mhm.
So a lot of people from my high school, they're successful. They come from a well-known community
Yeah.
who was known to, 10% of our students went to the NHL.
10%.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, we have a lot of it's like a hockey school basically.
Okay,
So
okay.
if you don't make it to NHL, you're either in the OHL.
Yeah.
And most of those students would just come in and sign their autograph, knowing they were gonna make it to the league.
For real?
Yeah, Canada's huge for hockey, so
Yeah. But damn, 10%.
yeah, I know 10% is a big amount.
Yeah.
But it was also like not a big high school,
Mm.
so it was definitely average size.
Did you live in Bell River?
No, I live in Tecumseh, which is like just 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Like
Got
15
you.
minutes.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to be dropping your entire geolocation and
Yeah.
all that. But okay, cool. So you were in high school when you started New Branches.
I would say like my senior year, that's when I realized music music was brought into my life.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of, YMCMB,
Yeah,
know,
of course.
Drake and Lil Wayne days coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
I was a huge fan, and also, just watching Kendrick and J. Cole and everybody, Kanye coming up.
I think that time in the music industry was like super prominent and important because it was like a transitionary stage, right? It was coming out of the mixtape days, but then it was going
Definitely.
into like YouTube.
Definitely. I mean,
Not streaming per se, but it was like getting there. But you could literally watch somebody's rise, I guess you can say. Yeah.
I mean, when you talking about mixtapes, like Daft Piff,
Yeah, that Piff.
that was like one of the best
Shout out to
websites.
Dat Piff.
Shout out to Daft Piff, and shout out to Hot New Hip Hop.
Hot New Hip Hop. Yeah.
I mean, they're still going at it today, but like the blog era nowadays, times has changed. and
Yeah,
more,
for sure.
People are more focused on like social media. If it's
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok. The blog era is not as popular as it once was coming up.
Yeah, definitely not. Man, I remember there used to be some like I forget what was it? It was like Two New Boys or something like that.
Yeah, Two Dope Boys.
Two Dope Boys. Yeah. I used to be on there heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Two Dope Boys. Okay, solid. So did you go like straight to social media?
Definitely. I mean, coming up, I wanted to be different. I didn't want to. I knew having a website would have been smart.
Yeah.
At the same time, I had a feeling that like time was changing,
Yeah.
and jumping into the industry before the streaming era, I had a feeling things were going to be different. So my main focus was on Twitter. I feel like Twitter was a great tool back in the day. It came a long way. It changed a lot.
Yeah.
It's not as it once was back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started off on Twitter about 10 years ago, and that's where I promoted most of my content. Because starting off, I was more of like an A&R manager for artists that were coming up.
Yeah.
So
How does that work? How were you A&R?
I was an A&R just because being a fan of an artist and watching him grow,
Yeah.
you're able to tap in and get involved easy.
Yeah. Early. Yeah. For sure.
So back in the day, starting off, my main goal was like networking. So I would meet producers online on Twitter. They would send me beats, and then I would use that beats and send it to artists.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
I'll get the producers a placement, and at the same time I'm networking. I'm meeting the artist team,
Yeah.
and I'm building my way.
Yeah. Okay.
But at the same time, like that was a good way to start off.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I felt like I can't work for an artist. I
Why?
had to, just because it's not promising. An artist, especially at a young age, watching them grow, it's not promising that they're gonna be able to supply and take care of you.
Yeah. Right. True.
Because at the end of the day, you're focusing on your career and what you want to do for a living.
Yeah.
But it was a good eye opener to work for a few artists, watching them grow.
Was there anybody like who we'd be able to know now that you've worked with early?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked for Kid Ink before he blew up.
Oh, no way.
I was in contact with his manager and everything.
Yeah.
And basically, I was just like a fan page and like pushing his music and making sure that everybody knew who he was.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, Logic, like
Logic, really?
Yeah, definitely Logic too.
Wow. Okay.
I was a big fan of him, and I was in that fan based community where there was other pages like me who were working together to promote his music.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a great experience, and I knew at the time. I started off as a photographer, doing videos and photos, but I knew being into the industry, I had to change my route.
Why? What was it?
Just because I didn't go to school for creative and video and photos. Like I just did it on my own.
What would you say you were gravitating to? Like what was pulling you? So I'm hearing the photography, I'm hearing the A&R. These are kind of like background roles.
Well, being tapped into like photos and A&R, I realized what I wanted to do, and that was to promote music on a broad level.
Okay.
So not like box myself in, but channel myself into a broader audience and focus on R&B and hip hop.
Mm-hmm. So, but I'm like, I wouldn't say, okay, there are people who go to school for marketing. Like they're like, yo, I'm a marketer.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not hearing you say that though.
I didn't go to school. I mean, I went to college for 1 year. And I
Yeah.
dropped out. So when I did go to college, I knew that this is not where I wanted to be. I only went to college just because my parents expected me to.
Of course, yeah.
But during that time, that's when I realized what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Okay. So on Twitter, were you New Branches also?
Yeah. New Branches didn't come until 2016.
Oh, okay.
But I was on Twitter since like 2010.
Yeah, of course.
Just promoting myself.
So was I. I can't lie. I was on Twitter too. Twitter was a wild place back then.
Just being able to promote myself, that's when I realized I can create a brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what happened. In 2016, I started New Branches.
On Instagram.
On Twitter.
On Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In 2016. But that same year, I did start it on Instagram, but I had no followers.
No.
I already had a following on Twitter because it was easy for me to post content because I would use my personal account to like push the content. And at an early age, I had a big following on Twitter.
Okay. So then you go on Instagram, right? And you're basically doing the same thing that you're doing on Twitter.
Yeah, definitely, but it's really hard to grow on Instagram back in the day. Nowadays, it's easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's been a journey. Just organically growing.
Yeah. So talk to me. Where you at now on Instagram? How's that looking? What's the deal?
I'm at like 480.
Damn, you're at 480? I think the last time we talked, you're at 445.
Was
or 450, yeah.
It's a...
Damn, okay. That was only a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Wow, all right.
The goal is 500K, so...
Yeah. Okay, so what are you doing to grow like that? Damn.
It's tough. Most of my followers come from like just organic post.
Yeah.
If it's like me being a fan of Sade, Michael Jackson, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just posting content and taking off and getting lots of views.
Right, the algorithming.
Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of like underground artists I promote too.
Mm-hmm. Like who? Who do you promoting?
I mean, there's so many people coming up right now. Leon Thomas is very popular. Coco Jones. I'm really, as a fan, I'm promoting this music organically.
Okay, cool.
And that's where music is heading.
Yeah.
Like just good music.
Yeah. Okay. So, so 400. What would you say? What is the space that you're in? Like, obviously, you're promoting music, but you're not. Okay, from what I've learned, you're not necessarily tied to a label. You know, you don't have any contracts with people like, yo,
No contracts.
yeah. So what's the space that you're in? Like, why would, okay, kind of a threefold question. One, why would somebody want to even follow you? I think I've asked you that before, but whatever, we'll ask it again. Why would somebody want to follow you? One. Two, outside of the followers, why are people coming to you to post their music? Right?
Okay.
And three, what's the, like, what is this new emerging space? Like, would you say you'd be able to teach a class on this, on whatever it is that you do?
I feel like I can teach a class.
Okay.
I mean, everybody has their own come up story, but I feel like mine is important
Yeah.
just because I've been doing it for such a long time.
Yeah.
But when it comes to people, wanting to follow me, it's because they know when they come across my page that I'm strictly about the music.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So my main goal is just focusing on quality.
Mm-hmm.
And I try not to get involved in the drama
Politics,
and
yeah.
in the politics and all that. So people can trust me and they can follow me knowing that they're going to discover their new favorite artist.
Is that hard to do? Because obviously the biggest rap beef that just happened was Kendrick and Drake,
yeah.
right? So is that hard to do when, or are you just like a bystander?
Honestly, yeah, it's funny because at the same time, I could just be a bystander.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I react to what my followers react to.
Okay.
So if my followers are heavy on Drake,
Yeah.
then, I'm going to go towards that way.
Yeah.
But right now, because Kendrick won and, he has a lot going on, the Super Bowl, everybody's supporting him.
Right.
So I'm just, everybody has their time.
Mm-hmm.
So promoting Kendrick heavy lately, it's what my followers want.
So you're not like the DJ Academics type where you're
No.
like, Drake.
Definitely
or,
not.
Kendrick.
No, I react to what my followers react to.
Okay. And so right now they're more so
Definitely the Kendrick.
more Kendrick. Okay. Solid. Yeah. Cool.
He just dropped an album and, announced a tour.
Right. Oh yeah, he is going on tour, isn't he?
Today he just announced his Europe and UK tour. So
Damn. All right.
worldwide.
Yeah, I've heard a couple stories that like the industry is like super small and it's really just about who you know, where they're
Definitely, like having connections and knowing the right people can definitely get you going. It wasn't like that to begin. I've been doing this for 8 years. The first 4 years, I really didn't know anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Just during the pandemic, that's when I started networking and meeting the right people that can help me grow and get into the right space.
At the point of the pandemic, where would you say you were in terms of like followers or prominence?
I mean, during the pandemic in 2019, it feels like such a long time ago. I knew like my following it's at a high following.
What was it at?
I think I was like around 200K.
Oh, okay.
So I knew at that point that I had some type of influence.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's all you need is building a fan base and community that can.
Community's deep, bro. Community's important.
Yeah. So that's when I knew. Once you were able to hit a milestone, you just keep going up from there.
Okay. So, when what was I gonna say? Okay. Would you say that based on who you know, kind of like, I would say you have like 1 foot in the industry, 1 foot out of the industry, right? Would you say that, let's say there was somebody in Windsor that you're like, yo, this person is like next, right?
Yeah.
Would you say you'd be able to put him in position to get his music in front of a lot of people?
Definitely. At the end of the day, if I see potential in him,
Yeah.
then I'll get him into the right doors.
Really?
The thing is, like, being from Windsor you don't really come across those kind of people. I mean, they're out there, but like, there's so much competition, and being so close to Detroit,
Yeah.
it's a lot of competition.
Is there anybody who you've seen that, like, we got something here?
Most of the people that have potential, they end up moving out of Windsor and moving to like a bigger city like Toronto.
Yeah.
So it's hard to really find somebody that can really put on for the city, but it will happen eventually.
Yeah.
It will happen. But I know a lot of talented people from the city who end up moving to bigger cities
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah. Faded. Shout out to Faded.
Faded with Friends.
Yeah,
he's
shout
he's
out to
killing
him.
it as a DJ.
Yeah. Why did he switch over to? Well, he still does music, doesn't he?
He does music, but right now in his career, he's really doing what he needs to do,
Yeah.
and that's performing.
Right.
He's a great performer.
Yeah. 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 I've noticed that you don't necessarily. Okay, this is kind of an observation. You don't necessarily have to be the most talented, right?
No.
Like you don't have to sing like Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
But you definitely have to have, I wouldn't even say a look, but a personality.
You definitely need a personality. You need an
Yeah.
image.
Yeah.
You also have to have a catchy name.
A
'Cause
catchy
a
name.
catchy name is very important, actually. When it comes to artist development, like a name is so important, and people overlook it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why Ice Spice became
True.
popular.
Why? What do you
Right.
think that is?
I mean, she had an image, she had a catchy name, and
Yeah.
then she had a sound that people can resonate to.
I get, yeah. Because to be honest, I don't think, like, this is my opinion. I don't know any of her songs, honestly, except, like, I know the melody.
Yeah.
That's really it.
I mean, coming from New York, she definitely knew what she wanted to do.
True.
She has that sound.
Yeah.
And, you know, New York is so diverse. You have people
Yeah.
like Pop Smoke, rest in peace. He had an amazing voice.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, so what's the business side of what you do?
It's pretty consistent. You know, I have a big network of marketing agencies that I
Okay.
work for every day. So it's very spontaneous. So instead of me like looking out for opportunity, I kind of wait for it because I don't have that kind of control when it's like, oh, a new artist dropped a new song. It's not up to me to like be the one that wants to promote it.
So they're coming to find you.
They're coming to find me.
Okay. So what? They
So-
hit your email.
Email.
How does that conversation go?
I usually work from text.
But
So
what are they saying to you? They're like, "Hey, New Branches, we just dropped a new song. Make sure you post it." Or like,
So-
how does that work?
everybody works differently.
Okay.
It's really hard because you have those people that trust you,
Yeah.
where you have creative control to do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have agencies that hit you up, and they want it exactly how they want it. So it's tough because at the end of the day, I know what performs well.
Yeah.
So for them to come and be very strict on their content, I might have to disagree and not end up posting it.
Give me an example of that. Give me an example.
So-
Don't drop names, but give me an example.
So anybody can drop a good song, but when it comes to highlighting it and cutting the frames,
Yeah.
I feel like, oh, maybe the verse would perform better.
Okay.
But they think, oh no, maybe the hook would perform better.
Okay.
So grabbing people's attention is so important. You know, they don't have a big attention span.
Yeah.
So the first 4 seconds of content is what really gravitates to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm learning about. Even my stuff, like first 3-4 seconds, the hook,
Yeah.
super important.
But I've been doing this for so long, and I trust my instincts, and I know what performs well.
Yeah,
Most of the times, like these agencies are very open and they trust you.
yeah,
But sometimes I have to decline the content just because I feel like it doesn't feel organic. And if it doesn't feel organic, I'm just not gonna do it.
What do you mean by that? That it doesn't feel organic? What would be something that does feel organic to you? What would be an example of something that doesn't feel organic?
So something that feels organic would be something that that resonates. So when I'm listening to a song, I feel like this is important. He's talking about an important verse instead of the hook where it's just more hype. So it really depends on like the song. So if they're focusing on the hook, which is like, oh, I'm just trying to make a catchy song.
Yeah.
At the meantime, it's the build up that matters.
Yeah. Have you? Okay, one of my biggest pet peeves is when I'm listening to a song, and the verse has nothing to do with the hook, and the hook
Exactly.
has nothing
Yeah.
to do with the verse. It's like, what are we doing here? Are we
Yeah.
just making a song?
You don't want to fool your audience.
Yeah.
You know, you really want to be organic and let them, decide if I should listen to the song or not.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Is there a song that, or is there a song that you've been having on rotation as of late, or?
What have I been listening to lately? Honestly, The Weeknd just dropped his new album.
Yeah,
There's a couple of songs on there that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
Baptized in Fear,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a song called Red Terror, which is like he talks about, because he's from Ethiopia,
Yeah, true.
and there used to be like a terror incident. So
Yeah.
he really mentioned his home base.
Okay, I gotta listen to it. I know it dropped. I listened to. I don't even remember the songs, bro. Life is just going so fast. But I did listen to a couple that sounded pretty good. A couple
Yeah.
beat switches.
He also had a Michael Jackson sample in the intro.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, definitely got to listen to it then. Interesting. Speaking of Michael Jackson, I was watching. I came across a reel that said like Michael Jackson during the halftime show would like
Yeah,
wait
I've seen that. He waited 2 minutes just to take off his glasses.
Yeah. That's a
funny.
lot of time. But that's crowd control.
The thing
right?
is, the crowd control. People just the second he stepped on stage,
Going crazy.
going crazy.
Yeah.
Like not many people have that kind of influence nowadays.
Yeah.
And that's not his first time. Like
No.
one time at the Grammys, he had his sunglasses on and he took them off,
Did the same
and
thing.
everybody reacted.
Crazy. Do you think that is okay? One thing I've noticed about, I don't want to say. I'll say like people who, like are who got that thing. You know what I mean? I've kind of noticed that they're very much about themselves. Like, okay, I'll put it this way: they have like an unnatural confidence. Like it's not natural. Well, it is natural. It's natural to them. But when you're looking on the outside in, you're like,
Give me an example of who you're talking about.
okay, let's talk about The Weeknd, right?
Yeah.
Like I would say, based off of what we know about him, if somebody is going to drop out of high school, live in a van, and kind of just bet on themselves that they're gonna be famous, I'd say like that.
Yeah.
You know, like he was in high school doing talent shows. Like he knew he could sing.
Yeah.
But to go all in on it, and not to say that from the moment he dropped out, he was like going crazy with the records and all and the music. But it's just that confidence to know, like, hey, I'm gonna make something of myself.
Definitely. I mean, The Weeknd knew at a young age he was gonna make it.
Yeah.
He had support.
Did he? Who do you have support from?
His friends, man. Like,
Okay, yeah.
Did you have you seen that video of him singing
In
live
Toronto?
at Dundas Street?
Yeah.
You could
Pretty
just see
crazy.
the people he's around.
Yeah,
Everybody
I remember. Yeah, I remember watching that video on the guy. The guy was like, "Yo, sing something for us." He
Yeah.
started singing.
No,
he was kind of shocked.
he had support. People were amazed.
Yeah,
He can, because he's a singer. He came up singing, and he has a great a cappella. But even though, like, his first project, the trilogy, is like, what a way to come up, you know?
crazy. Yeah, I remember. Do you remember where you were when you first heard The Weeknd?
The first time I heard The Weeknd, yes.
Where were you?
I think I was at home on my laptop discovering music.
Yeah.
And I remember what song it was.
What song?
I think it was King of the Hill.
King of the Really?
Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
King of the Hill. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I remember it was actually grade 8 for me, 2008. I was on a graduation field trip.
Okay.
So this would be your grade 7 year. But I was on a graduation field trip going to Niagara Falls. And my boy, shout out to Johnny Keogh, my boy was like, "Yo, Shay, listen to this." He's like, "It's like, yo, listen to this.
What
This
song
is
was
sick."
it?
I don't know what song it was, but I just remember the name and I remember my reaction. And because it was like, it was high pitched, it kind of sounded girly. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
get this out of my ear.
Yeah.
Like, this is garbage. But then I want to say a year later, 2009, I heard The Morning.
The Morning.
I was at home on my computer, you know, looking at music too. I heard The Morning and I saw the music video.
Yeah.
And what got me was the 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 drop, the snares, and then and the guitars. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. And then I remembered that my boy showed it to me about a year earlier.
Yeah, no, The Morning was one of his first songs he ever released.
Yeah.
So looking back, it's crazy how far he came.
Yeah. Do you think the way that an artist comes out, like they release music, is important too?
Definitely. I mean, The Weeknd wasn't signed when he came up, so he just really just trusted himself.
That's what I mean, because like I have a lot of friends right now who they kind of just put music out on SoundCloud. I'm like,
nowadays it's different because the music industry has changed so much, especially when you have streaming services. But it is important to roll out music the right way.
Are you listening, guys? It's important to roll out music the right way.
It is.
What would you say the right way to do it is?
I mean, you don't want to keep your fans waiting. You want to be able to have a good amount of songs lined up for release.
Okay.
You know, there's so many artists that come up off singles, and then you have artists that come off from albums.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter which route you take. You just want to keep the fans feeding. You want to keep feeding the fans.
Yeah.
For example, Tommy Richman.
Yeah, right.
Tommy Richman, he, when it comes to singles, he can drop a banger, and people are in tune.
Yeah.
And then you have artists that focus on albums, and they can give you a body of work.
Yeah.
So
I think during the 2010 era, it was, we'll say the mixtape era. Nah, would you say that's the mixtape era? No, that's like the online mixtape era, not the offline. But I think the artists that came out and that have a name right now, they were to be honest, even The Weeknd is a part of that.
He is
a part of that, right? Because he was dropping mixtapes, and then
the thing about the mixtape era back in the day, it wasn't really R&B. It was more hip hop.
Yeah.
So you had people like Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
Waka Flocka,
Right.
Gucci Mane coming up.
Yeah.
So when it came to the mixtape era, it was really dependent on like YouTube for The Weeknd. He really came up from YouTube.
Yeah. And Facebook too.
And SoundCloud.
The Weeknd SoundCloud, really?
Yeah, he had some songs on there.
Oh, okay. I never knew that. Okay. But
I mean, SoundCloud's been around for so long.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And it kind of got revamped recently.
Mhm.
But I would say like the artists who had like big bodies of work, you know, the mixtape stuff, now they're massive, right? Like when I think of Tory Lanez, when I think of that. Party Next Door, I think of that
Party
too.
Next Door.
You know what I'm saying? Because they had like Tory Lanez especially. I'm gonna say Tory Lanez especially because I'll say that he didn't really like blow up until Say It came out.
Yeah.
Right, and that was like 2016, 2018 ish.
Yeah, I would say like 2017, 2016.
Yeah, that time frame. But I was listening to Tory Lanez
before that. Yeah,
way before.
He was heavy into the mixtape game. You know? Yeah, definitely. I remember Tory Lanez coming up. He would do a lot of song covers, and he would work with a lot of young artists.
Yep. Beamer, Benz, or Bentley.
Yeah.
Good times.
But when he dropped Say It, that's when he really got signed, and I think it was Interscope that signed him.
So tell me about your personal tastes in music. So you get bombarded with, you know, what do the DMs look like? Is it just, would you say it's majority, not even majority, but would you say it's like, hey man, post my stuff, or what is that?
Yeah, I mean, it used to be like that.
Okay.
But nowadays it's like people, if they're serious about it, then they'll send you an email. I don't really check DMs just because nowadays, like, they just go unseen. The way that Instagram is operated, it's like if you're not following somebody, you might not ever, their messages go hidden, so you don't end up seeing it.
Yeah.
But I look out for messages, and I see if I see it potential in somebody, then I'll give them a chance.
Okay. So who you listening to nowadays?
I would definitely say like Party Next Door is one of my favorite artists. I'm excited for him to drop his new album. And Leon Thomas, he dropped a new album not long ago in the summer called Mutt.
Okay.
And, you know, every song, it's a short album, but every song, it's a vibe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How long are the songs generally on Leon Thomas's?
Honestly, he doesn't make long songs. They're average like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Deep, eh? I've noticed that too.
Yeah,
man.
no, short songs definitely go a long way.
Yeah, really.
Because you get the replay value.
Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. What do you think about that? Do you prefer?
I prefer short songs.
You prefer short.
If you really look at it, and there's not a lot of people that can make long songs.
Yeah,
You know, there's only a handful of people.
true.
You know, if you look at the past, you got people like Frank Ocean, does a great job at doing long songs.
Mm-hmm.
You got people like Tame Impala who do a great song, who do a great job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But also Daft Punk,
Yeah.
they do a great job making long songs. But it's a challenge, you know. Kendrick, he does an amazing job.
Yeah,
He has a lot of
yeah.
songs over 5 minutes.
Yeah, he has a 12-minute song
He
actually.
does, yeah. Which one is it? Mortal Man?
No,
Or
Sing About Me.
Sing About Me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, great song.
I think Mortal Man is like 9 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's challenging, but if you can do it, you can do it. Also, Lana Del Rey, she can
she's
make
fun.
she can make long songs. But I mean, every day, my favorite artist is Sade.
What is it about Sade that you like so much?
I mean, recently, her music is timeless.
Yeah.
You have people like shout out to Rema. He just sampled her song. Is it a crime?
Is it a crime?
Yes. So Rema, he mentioned Sade's voice is so peaceful, and I agree.
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking for a peaceful sound to help you focus, either you're working or, you know, I even listen to Sade when I'm working out.
Okay,
I
really?
do.
Okay.
Because I like to be calm. And,
Yeah.
I'm always listening to Sade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, solid. I mean, that adds a little bit of personality to you when, you know, let's say you're taking a girl out or something. That works, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Does that help out in your personal life? People
Yeah.
knowing that you're new branches?
Yeah, I know people see potential and they like that I'm always busy and you know there's always something fun to do. Go to a concert and you know meet your favorite artist backstage. You know, so it's fun.
Yeah.
You give people a shot and they're very interested. So definitely.
solid. Cool. So how do people? How does that work, man? Concerts or like meet and greets or like meeting an artist.
So for the most part, like if
Wait, real quick. Who has been, I guess, the most down to earth? How do I say this? I guess like they want to know who you are.
Oh, that's tough. There's a lot of them, to be honest. But I would have to say like Sway Lee. He really takes his time out of
Really?
his day to like really like tune
I
in.
wasn't expecting that answer.
Yeah, no, Sway Lee. He's a performer. He likes to do. You know, he likes to perform and go on tour. So he comes to the city often.
Yeah.
He came to
he was just
Windsor.
here. Yeah.
That's when I met you. When he
Yeah, that is actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn. Okay.
So
shout out
yeah.
to Swaley, man.
Yeah.
Bringing people together. All
he
right.
is bringing people. And you know he makes good music,
Mhm.
and he's always been supportive. He's always sent me exclusive content
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Okay. So how does that work? Somebody is like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna be in this city. Pull up."
Yeah, I mean usually from the DMs you network.
Okay.
You know if they message you before, then it goes straight into their inbox.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't go hidden.
So, doing the music promotion, I'd imagine that you want to do a little more, branch out,
Definitely, yeah.
a little bit, right? So, what do you think about?
I mean, I'm very patient, but there is a big goal. I do want to tap into one day I want to have my own music festival.
Oh,
That would be the
that's
dream.
a huge goal.
Also, I want to sign my own artist
Okay.
and just really tap into like the more business side of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, I feel like everything comes at a perfect time. So I'm waiting for someone who wants to invest their time in me,
And you,
because I do have family and friends who help me, but it's not something that they do full time.
right?
It's like part time, so it just help.
So how would somebody help you?
Well, they see the vision and they want to like invest their time in somebody who has experience, who's been doing this for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
who has a network. Either it's doing shows, booking shows, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would come. I feel like there's a lot of people. There's a lot of potential when it comes to like investors and stuff like that. So I'm just
Yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for the perfect person to come in.
To be honest, Canada is very like the
Mhm.
federal government. They're very
Yes.
very supportive when it comes to artists and
Definitely.
even like the music management side. Give a
Especially
lot of grants, a lot of money for
yeah. No, there's a
performances.
lot of artists from Canada who came up being supported by the government.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
For,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
for
yeah,
example, like Jesse Reyes,
yeah.
Justin Bieber, like all those.
Justin
kind-
Bieber was?
I'm sure he was.
Was he?
Because he was like the only one at the young age coming up from Canada.
Yeah, true.
He was
True.
really young when he came up, so
Mhm.
I'm sure he got that support.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we won't drop any names, but you got hit up, to do a pretty big promo recently.
Yeah, no,
Let's talk about it. You won't drop any names, but
We won't drop any names, but like sometimes it's very shocking to because you tell yourself one day like this artist does not need promotion.
yeah.
So then one day it happens and you're like, okay, it feels so natural.
So how did that happen? How did you know it was this artist? What was the kind of the
I just feel like it's everything what's going on in like politics and everything. So if an artist really needs to push out a narrative,
yeah?
then they're willing to hit up different kind of networks
Mm.
like mine. So I was very fortunate to be one of those networks.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 So what are they? What's the narrative? Are you allowed to talk about that?
Honestly, I prefer not to.
Okay.
But it's pretty obvious if you follow me, you realize that everything that I post is definitely paid promo.
For lack of a better term.
But no, I mean it's shocking sometimes because like these are people that the biggest superstars in the world.
Yeah.
And you would never expect them to need that kind of promo.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But there's a lot of money in this industry.
There is a lot of money. There's
Yeah.
a lot of money in the world,
Yeah.
man. And frick, it's just about like even for my signs, I went into a pitch competition, so you have to kind of tell them what the
Mm-hmm.
target market is, the total attainable market, that type of thing, right? And I didn't realize like what my numbers are in Ontario alone. Ontario,
Mm-hmm.
the market is $2 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that a lot?
that's a ton.
I mean, compared to like the U.S.,
But I'm saying that's just Ontario.
Ontario alone, yeah.
Ontario alone, right?
Mhm.
And again, everybody's more southern,
Yeah.
right? So it's like not even touching the West, not even touching the U.S.,
Yeah.
not even touching Europe, not even touching Africa, not even touching Asia. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
market's massive. But goes back to the music industry is
Definitely.
huge,
Yeah.
a lot of money in there.
I mean, Warner Music is like I think they started off in Canada, but like
Did they?
Warner is a big company in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Have you got hit up by like artists from other countries or
Yeah. A lot of artists from like the UK,
mm,
because the UK is very popular for music and fashion.
yeah, for sure.
Definitely. I mean, when it comes to like me reaching out to people, I think the only time I ever reached out to a company was Fashion Nova.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and
You're trying to get a brand deal?
we did get a brand deal.
You got a brand deal with
Yes.
Fashion Nova.
It was good.
Shout out to New
It was
Branches
good.
and shout out to New Branches.
It was
Okay.
definitely it was a phase. I didn't want to continue doing it.
Uh-huh.
I knew like I was losing followers from it because
Really?
I was promoting, you know, girls having their booty out, and that's something I didn't really want to focus on.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, that's their target audience is, you know. But it was good. It was a good run.
Okay.
I got to promote artists like Megan Thee Stallion, Doja Cat,
got
you
you.
know, because they had partnerships at the time.
Yeah.
So if it's anything music related, then it's a win-win.
Yeah.
But when it feels like it's forced, like honestly,
That's what
like
you mean by organic.
organic, as in like
I got
when you have to promote Pinky Doll
Yeah, I got
on a
you.
Fashion Nova pose, it's like, do I really want to do that? No.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
But you let them know your standards and what you're capable of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I am very picky, you know, when it comes to promoting content.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't seen you. Yeah, honestly, like thinking on your page, thinking
Mm-hmm.
of the brand. Very clean.
Clean, I would say. I have a aesthetic.
Yeah.
When it comes to music, like everything feels like a playlist, you know.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Is you want every song to align, and that's why I focus on R&B, because R&B is so. People say that R&B is dead, but I feel like R&B has become so popular in the past decade.
Yeah.
You know, it was very popular in the 90s, you know, Usher and everybody coming up. But nowadays, it's like it's so diverse. You have different subgenres.
Yeah, and I think even with that, technology becoming way more accessible makes it even that much more diverse, right? Like I feel the more people who can get access to a microphone, music of whatever kind, and even like different cultures or perspectives, it can only push the art form
Definitely,
further, right?
for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Friday, for example.
Yeah,
right?
he has a very his voice is so extent.
Yeah, yeah,
And he's killing it. And
Yeah.
there's so many artists that, you know, they stand out, and, you know, people gravitate to their voice. Depending on where you're from, also is very important, because you have people from, you know, there's a lot of competition when you have like the West Coast and East Coast. That still exists till today.
yeah,
People might not recognize it, but like there's you might be popular in the West Coast, but people in New York, they might not listen
They
to your
don't know
music.
you, yeah.
But when you step into that environment, it's very broad.
So does Andrew Chips do music?
I don't.
Not at all.
I don't do music. I like to sing for fun,
okay.
just in the shower
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But also, like, I do like poetry. So when I do have experience like songwriting and helping artists,
Really? Okay.
just because like I was, you know, just I had that opportunity to be at that right place at the right time.
Yeah, yeah.
So I do have a passion for like being behind the creative process of it. I do have a passion.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, man. Cool. So is there anything you want to say? Like any shout outs you want to give? Or
Not really. I mean, there's not. I mean, shout out to everybody who's been supporting since day one.
Yeah.
I've still have people who's been following me for 10 years, and
Damn.
they still show love.
That's
you know?
good.
It's-
Yeah.
Those people, like, you can't forget about them, because
No.
you always got to remember where you came from.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, actually, here's a good question. Would you say the majority of your followers are like Canada based?
No, not even. So when it comes to my demographic,
Yeah.
obviously the U.S. is number one,
Mhm.
because the U.S. is so broad, so many states.
Yeah.
But then you'd be surprised. My second popular country is Brazil.
Brazil.
Yes.
Wow.
So Brazil is a big country also, and they have a lot of different cities, and Brazil is very known for music.
Yeah.
They understand, you know, English is their second language.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they're very tapped in. And also South Africa. I have a big following from there, and South
Interesting.
Africa is a country that, you know, have a big influence on music.
Yeah.
You know, they have a big influence on Afro beats, and Africa in general. They have such a big influence.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. All right, brother. Well, do you have any parting words? You want to say anything to the people?
No, I just want to say thank you for supporting, and I'm excited for you guys to be on this journey.
Yeah,
And some exciting news will eventually happen
100%.
when I have my own festival.
Yeah.
It would definitely be in Canada.
I think you can make it happen, bro. I think
Canada,
that,
for sure.
Yeah, I think you have big enough.
For sure.
You got the analytics.
I can bring a
You
crowd
have the
out.
data. Yeah.
But what's really stopping me is like the investors behind you. So it's like you want to get the right people and the right connections, and you want to tap into that industry where somebody can just be like, okay, let's make this happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, hopefully, God willing, this podcast gets out to the right people.
For sure.
And they connect with you for sure,
Definitely.
bro. For sure. Well, I want to say thank you for supporting.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting a sign. Thanks for being the first episode of 2025. Yeah.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, everybody. Valentine's Day is around the corner.
Yeah.
You have any Valentine songs? Anything that people should be?
Valentine songs? There's so many.
What's one song that they should definitely put on their playlist for Valentine's Day?
For Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Putting me on the spot.
Sade, something from Sade.
Okay, we could do a Sade song.
Yeah.
I think Paradise by
Okay.
Sade is a good one.
Okay, so you hear that? You heard it first.
Yeah.
Paradise by Sade, February 14th. All right,
You
get
better listen
everybody
to it.
excited. Yeah. All right, bro. Well,
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming to the Our Known podcast / client spotlight. Appreciate it, brother.
And I will be back soon.
100%. It was a blast, bro.
Mhm.
Well, anyway, thank you. Wish you
you.
the best in all your endeavors. Obviously, you're gonna be super successful in whatever.
Thank
you do.
you.
But yeah, man, appreciate you. Anyway, shout out to you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow. Drop your socials. I didn't even say that.
I mean, just New Branches.
Yeah.
One word. I'm very fortunate to have that username because it's such a brilliant name.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I love it.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate to have that name.
Well, shout out to New Branches. Follow New Branches on all socials: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter /X, all of that. Follow the Our Known podcast and Osmosis Glow if you ever need a sign. And yeah, we're out. Thank you. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace out. Good job, man.
That was good, man. That was good. Did you?